Hi, my name is Ramiro Serrano. Cybersecurity on hospitals' network critical systems. Additional funding. The healthcare industry is unfortunately no stranger to data breaches, experiencing more of them than any other sector. Breaches can occur in various ways and from different sources, posing a threat to the industry. The healthcare industry faces significant threats from cybercriminals, APT groups, and insider threats. These entities have exposed vulnerabilities in healthcare organizations, outdated and weak systems. The healthcare industry holds onto highly sensitive information, with patient data being the prime target for cybercriminals seeking to steal valuable data. Cybercriminals frequently set their sights on medical databases because of the immense value of the information they contain. This compels them to relentlessly carry out attacks on the systems. As you can see in the graph, healthcare in 2022 had $10.10 million of data breaches cost, compared to the next one, which is financial sector, which is only $5.97 million of data breaches. So as you can see, healthcare has doubled, almost doubled, in the cost of data breaches. Identification of threat actors: APTs, cyber terrorism, script kiddies, cyber criminals, hacktivists, industrial espionage of intellectual property, insider threats. Advanced persistent threats, APTs. The goal of APT is to penetrate an organization's perimeter security systems to access its internal resources, which may involve theft of confidential information, deletion of data, or stealing of account names. Hackers infiltrate networks by planting malware through various methods, such as phishing emails, malicious attachments, or exploiting application vulnerabilities. APTs are considered the most costly and resource-demanding type of cybercrime, as they involve several months of preparation and execution. APTs are incredibly challenging to identify due to their deliberate targeting of vulnerabilities in their intended target. They are designed to evade detection and remain hidden for as long as possible. APT attackers increasingly use smaller companies in the supply chain to infiltrate organizations. Secure systems by funding programs, they limit unauthorized access and prevent advanced persistent threats from hackers who can use legitimate tools and methods to accomplish their objectives. Cyberterrorism. Cyberterrorists aim to disrupt or destroy critical services and infrastructures of a specific organization or nation. The criteria of cyberterrorists are based on the potential impact they can have on organizations to further their goals or cause. Healthcare are not a high target of terrorists who may use cyberspace to carry out their attacks, causing physical harm or instilling fear in order to achieve political change. Script kiddies. Script kiddies refer to individuals who downloaded a tool without knowledge or concern about its functioning. Individuals referred to as script kiddies exploit weak spots in internet-connected computers by utilizing common techniques, programs, and scripts. They obtain access to vulnerable systems by purchasing, exchanging, and implementing tools and malware developed by more experienced hackers. They launch indiscriminate attacks without comprehending the tools they are using, their functionality, and the damage they can inflict. Some individuals known as script kiddies engage in low-skill forms of cyber attacks, including denial of service, social engineering, and website defacement. They may be motivated by personal reasons, or a desire for attention, a desire to create chaos, or desire for revenge. Some young hackers illegally utilize pre-made programs to launch attacks on computer networks. Cybercriminals. Hackers try to steal data and extort organizations for money or personal gain. Cybercriminals are provided with a multitude of advanced resources and services through illicit online markets, enabling them to efficiently carry out complex and sophisticated campaigns such as ransomware or DDoS attacks. A cybercriminal group, whether an individual or a coordinated effort across multiple criminal enterprises, is responsible for stealing billions of dollars from consumers and businesses yearly. Cybercriminals acquire software and attack tools from underground online communities, including script kiddies and hacktivists. They often employ methods like ransomware and DoD's attacks to target healthcare organizations. Phishing tactics used by cybercriminals are becoming more sophisticated, especially when targeting individuals who have access to sensitive information. Often high-level executives and directors are specifically targeted. Hacktivists. A hacktivist is someone who engages in hacktivism, which involves targeting environment entities and organizations considered to be enemies of the people. The ultimate objective of hacktivists is to inflict severe harm to the reputation of their intended victims. Activist groups are incredibly well coordinated, structured, and skilled in carrying out cyber attacks. Depending on the context, hacktivists can be seen as good or bad. Industrial espionage relating to intellectual property. The act of stealing intellectual property, including manufacturing processes, chemical formulas, recipes, techniques, or ideas, is called industrial espionage. This can also involve hiding or restricting access to crucial information regarding pricing, bidding, planning, and research. Engaging in industrial espionage is unlawful and unethical. It entails obtaining confidential corporate information to gain a competitive edge. This practice often involves the theft of trade secrets and intellectual property. Industrial espionage is using illegal and unethical methods to collect corporate data for a competitive advantage. Insider threats. An insider threat refers to an individual who, as an employee or contractor, possesses access to an organization's assets, including confidential information, security practices, data, and computer systems. Insider threats with different goals could use compromised information to impact the organization negatively. There are various types of insider threats that an organization can face. These threats can arise from careless employees, insiders with malicious intents like disgruntled employees, or third parties seeking to benefit their organizations. Insider threats incidents have increased in frequency to almost 50% in large organizations, with the cost of credential theft rising by 65%. The average containment time for an insider incident is nearly 90 days, costing large organizations an average of 17 million. Employees' emails may contain critical business data and sensitive information. Malicious insiders exploit corporate emails to steal confidential data. Insider threat programs promote proper conduct and prevent wrongdoing through education, policies, procedures, and managing strategies. Greatest threat actors. Cybercriminals include ransomware and DDoS attacks, APT data breaches, insider threats, careless or malicious employees. Let's start with cybercriminals. Ransomware, DDoS attack. Ransomware. Cybercriminals frequently target the healthcare industry with ransomware attacks. Ransomware is malicious software that aims to prevent users or organizations from accessing their computer files until ransom is paid. This ransom typically serves to release the systems, prevent the release of confidential patient data, or provide a decryption key to unlock the device or system. Cyber attacks often force organizations to pay a ransom to gain access to their files, which is the simplest and most cost-effective solution. DDoS attack. A distributed denial of service attack is a type of cybercrime where the actor floods a server with internet traffic, causing connected online services and sites inaccessible to users. DDoS attacks are prevalent with the healthcare industry. Hackers often use DDoS attacks to inundate medical networks, which can significantly impact healthcare systems that rely on these networks to provide effective patient care. Hackers are individuals or groups who extort or release compromised data for personal or financial gain, and they often target organizations. APT data breaches. APT groups frequently target health organizations intended to steal sensitive research data and intellectual property for commercial and state benefits. Various organizations such as healthcare facilities, pharmaceutical companies, academic institutions, medical research organizations, and local government bodies are currently targeted by APT actors. Some actors see supply chains as vulnerable points to exploit to access more well-protected targets. Email compromise. Actors often use spear phishing emails to make them appear legitimate to compromise accounts. They persuade employees to click on links or download attachments that contain malware. This increases the chances of a successful attack. Insider threats. Individuals with insider access to systems and networks are in prime position to compromise them. Additionally, they may possess knowledge of vulnerabilities or network configurations. Organizations may face insider threats from employees who are careless and lose devices containing sensitive information. On the other hand, some employees intentionally cause harm to the organization. Healthcare data is highly vulnerable to insider threats, deemed the most significant risk to its security. In light of increased availability of remote work and telehealth, healthcare organizations should engage in protective measures to train their employees on the best cybersecurity practice. In addition, it is crucial to exercise vigilance when hiring new staff. Insiders can pose a threat to organizations by abusing their access to sensitive information. The extent of the damage depends on the organization's environment, assets, risk tolerance, and priorities. Adversary model. We have threat actors, which are cybercriminals, APT groups, insider threats. Compare. Cybercriminals, disruption of service from preventing access to data or online services. Compare APT groups, stealing research data and intellectual properties. Compare insider threats, compromised systems and networks from inside the organization. Contrast, cybercriminals use ransomware or DDoS attacks. APT groups, data breaches, email compromise. Insider threats, careless employees, or harm intentionally done by an employee. Adversary related. Cybercriminals attack the healthcare industry to receive a large payment. APT groups attack the healthcare industry for commercial profit or state related. And insider threats attack the healthcare industry because of high vulnerability to insider threats. In the context of intrusion, an adversary model outlines the actions of an attacker. The level of detail may include a series of attributes that describe the attacker's goal and capabilities. Insider threat information. Problems associated with the insider threat. Although standard identity management tools are in place, there is still a possibility for malicious insiders with credentials to steal sensitive information. The company stores sensitive data on servers with access control rules. However, they cannot determine how much users' poor cyber hygiene practices and failure to follow acceptable use policy impacted. Additionally, they cannot monitor the effectiveness of their security controls and training. Assumptions of insider threats. All the employees have undergone training and are familiar with the security protocols and procedures. The appropriate security policies are established for the organization. Goals to stop insider threats. Purchase a program that can spot signs of compromise, recognize potential threats, and handle risk for insiders. By continuously monitoring activity, your system and data are protected from individuals with privileged access and knowledge of sensitive data and system. Organizations must have established policies for tracking data, maintaining cyber hygiene, and identify and defend against malicious activity to protect against potential inside risks. This system management access by granting and revoking permissions and using multi-factor authentication (MFA). It also implements various access controls such as PAC, DAC, MAC, and CCM. Encourage a culture of protection and support to promote reporting of insider threat rather unintentionally hindering them. In addition to financial consequences of an insider incident, it is crucial for organizations to prioritize the well-being of their members. It is the responsibility of organizations to take measures to guarantee the safety of their members and anyone who visits or uses their facilities. Insider threats information. Capabilities of insider threats. One way to access someone's account is by sending them phishing emails or malware that tricks them into giving away their login information. This is a form of exploitation that can compromise their security. To reach the intended target and gain access to assets, use your current access to move laterally and escalate privileges as necessary. The goal is to obtain network access to modify or extract data. Insider threat favored techniques. There are various approaches and methods utilized by attackers to obtain login credentials, such as sending fraudulent emails, setting up fake websites, and using harmful software. Insider threats aversion to risk. The aversion risk for insider threats is minimal and seldom detected before the damage is done. After the attack, attackers carry out their attack. They can often evade capture with the company. It's left to deal with the aftermath and consequences. Due to the high volume of sensitive information involved, healthcare data breaches are considered to be among the most harmful leaks in the industry. Bad actors in cyberspace. There are three main categories of threat actors: nation states or their sponsors, organized crime, and cyber terrorists. Nation states or their support sponsors. Foreign governments, also known as nation states or state sponsors, are often motivated to steal information and data from major manufacturers, tech companies, government agencies, and defense contractors. This includes valuable intellectual property, disrupting national infrastructure, conducting disinformation campaigns, and hindering the company's research and development data. These threat actors groups have significant governmental resources and are highly organized compared to other groups. Nation-state actors usually have close ties with their country's military, intelligence, or state-controlled institutions and possess exceptional technical skills. Individuals who engage in such activities can operate without worrying about legal consequences, as it is implausible that they will be apprehended in their own country. Social engineering includes creating spoof profiles on social networks or compromising the target organization's supply chains. The creation of complex APT directed to attack specific hardware such as the Stuxnet malware. Nation-states actors' aversions to risk seemingly to go undetected until a circumstance enables the malware to be identified. Actors who engage in such activities can operate without worrying about legal consequences, and it's implausible that they will be apprehended in their own country. Some believe that the deterrents, including diplomatic, financial, or economic consequences, can help prevent or contain these kinds of attacks. Organized crime. The financial service sector is mainly targeted by organized crime groups, and their attacks are being more widespread. Crime groups are known for their strong financial backing and efficient organizations. Cybercriminals are becoming increasingly successful by recruiting individuals with specialized skills to form a conglomerate called Cybercrime as a Service (CAS). This enables them to launch more sophisticated and effective cyber attacks. It has become evident that individuals and organizations are focusing on specific stages of the attack process. As a result, there will likely be fewer errors that could lead to detection, and numerous groups will probably take over a network that has been infected. In 2021, the cost of healthcare breaches was 9.23 million, but this increased by 9.4 within a year. According to recent data, the rise in cost per breach was the highest among all industries in 2022, as seen in the graph and the chart. Cyber terrorists. Terrorist organizations are motivated to negatively affect countries by utilizing the internet and other networks to interfere with with or harm a society's critical infrastructure, thereby impacting its overall viability. It is sponsored by the actor's ideology or group associated with the actor's doctrine. The actor's enterprise can have limited resources or be well-funded depending on the terrorist act organization. Cause genetic damage by destroying or disrupting critical infrastructure or systems to create a loss of life. Terrorists can keep attacking until they succeed or move to another target. They have an advantage due to weak systems, affordable attacks, and the ability to strike remotely. Skilled and persistent attackers are more likely to succeed. Healthcare companies and their customers have suffered from persistent cyber attacks, leading firms to allocate more resources towards their security measures. It is predicted that this trend will persist, partly because of the projected expansion of worldwide healthcare industry, which may reach 18 trillion by 2040. References. Thank you very much for your time.